Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We left off the ends. We're on to the O's, I believe. Yeah. I'll give a little quick update. I have beaten Metal Gear Solid 5. Guess I'll go ahead and whoops. Let's see, where is it? Oh, there it is. So I'm gonna keep it at a 4. I'm kind of inclined to move it to a 3.5 just because the second half of the game is so bad story wise. It's a total mess. You're just replaying missions and the story doesn't really improve. There's some cool moments, sure, and the twist at the end is kind of cool, but no, I'm gonna keep it at a 4. And again, the gameplay is what's saving this game. If we were going purely off the story and like how the missions are structured in furtherance of that story, it'd be a 2.5 probably, but still a really, really fun game. I've started playing Neo. Does it say that here? No. I picked up Neo. I don't know. I just wanted to play it. I'm about halfway through it. This 3 probably gets bumped up to a 3.5 or at most a 4. But yeah, that's what I'm playing right now. I've started playing that. I've put about 10 hours into it, and I know I tell myself like if I just put 10 more hours into Indiana Jones, I'd be done with Indiana Jones, but I can't help it. So Octodad, Deadliest Catch. This was a launch game with the PS4, I think. My brother got the PS4 on launch, and I had to wait a little longer for the Xbox One, but we played this. I remember it being pretty fun. I'm not rating it. I haven't beaten it myself, but I played a bit. He played a bit. Cute game. One Piece Pirate Warriors 4. So I'm caught up on One Piece. I like One Piece. I'll actually, in case of spoilers, I'll just keep it there. But so I played this on Switch, which was a huge mistake. I thought it would run good on Switch. It does not. Nothing runs good on the Nintendo Switch. But it's a Muso game, and me, personally, Muso games, I haven't played a lot of them. The ones I do play, I tend to enjoy. They're really relaxed, laid back. Apparently, the new Dynasty Warriors is really good. Dynasty Warriors Origins. But no, this is a fun game. I didn't play too much of it, maybe 2-3 hours, because it just runs so poorly. If I had played it on like the PlayStation or on Steam, even on the Steam Deck, probably would put a lot more time into it, but it runs so bad on the Switch. And I think it's the same for Pirate Warriors 3. Okay, so I've talked a bit about Metroidvanias now. I don't like them. Ori and the Blind Forest and Ori Will of the Wisps. These are probably the best Metroidvanias I've ever played. Like, if we just best Metroidvanias, what do we got? Hollow Knight? Hell no. No. Dead Cells is hardly a Metroidvania. I haven't played Yoku's Island Express. Haven't played Axiom Verge. Like, this is Google suggestions. I get it. The Messenger is really fun, but no, it's definitely, based off what I'm seeing, 100% Ori and Will of the Wisp is I like Will of the Wisp more. The combat's a little better, and the boss fights were really cool. And that it just looks slightly better. But yeah, these are both fantastic Metroidvanias that I'd recommend as someone who does not like Metroidvanias. Os is the rhythm game. I must have played this for maybe 30 minutes. I'll get rid of my rating. It's a rhythm game. It's fine. It's fun. It's the one where circles appear all over the screen. You have to press them in rhythm, and the circles shrink to a designated size. You click them whether that size. But it's I've seen people play this with pins. Like you draw on a pad, and that's how you're able to like keep up, is you actually use another accessory instead of your mouse. But I don't know. I have Guitar Hero. I don't need to play OS. Outer Worlds. Played this for maybe 2 hours, close to launch because it was a while ago. Didn't get very far in it. It's Obsidian, right? Yeah, Obsidian, the same people behind New Vegas, and Avowed, which just came out. I will not be playing Avowed. It does not look particularly good. And every review I've seen of it seems to kind of skirt around talking about its flaws, how much they don't like it. But Outer Worlds, it's this wacky spacefaring event. No, I shouldn't say that it's not spacefaring because it takes place in one planet, I'm pretty sure. Outer Worlds 2, now that it's on Game Pass, if it releases on Game Pass, I may try it out, but I don't know. From what I played, I was not very impressed. Outlast. So I've played this game normally, got maybe halfway through it, then didn't beat it, and then I went back years later and did the speed run, and just, I don't know why, I just want to do the speed run of it and beat it that way. I want to play this game again because Outlast has kind of become the Resident Evil 4 for a lot of kids these days, like kids who aren't old enough to have, you don't expect them to have played Resident Evil 4, which, to be fair, I've only played the VR version, but it's kind of like that transformative horror game. A lot of people kind of see Outlast, at least from cultural minutia, I'm getting that vibe. Because I mean, look, dude, it has a sequel, it has a multiplayer. This looks crazy, by the way. This looks totally not fun. 3.5, can't hate it. I've never played 2. I've seen people play 2. I've watched, like, I think I watched the Rad Brad. Shout out to the Rad Brad, by the way. It's rated lower, which, if you ask me, well, I don't know about that. I was about to say the atmosphere in 2 is better. It may be, but it's pretty close. The insane asylum, or this hospital, wherever it takes place. Yeah, an asylum. I don't know. Okay, well, I'm kind of blabbering, but Outlast, really, really good horror game. I want to play it again, as well as 2, and kind of get a hold on where it falls horror game wise. Because I've not played a lot of horror games. I haven't, and it'd be a good, what would you say, push off into that genre. Overcooked 2, played this with some friends. It goes really well in those early stages. I think I played the first one as well. It's really, because it's easy at first. Once it gets difficult, yeah, everyone's kind of yelling at each other and people are fucking up and it's annoying, but it's still pretty fun. It's a fun game. I know, like, couples love to play this game, and I would never get that. I would not want to play this with my significant other, but to each their own. Overwatch 1 and 2. So Overwatch 1 and 2, I'm gonna talk about them combined because 2's a joke. It's DLC for 1. But if you were to combine these 2 games, it's probably my most played game ever. Like, I played a ton of Overwatch. I got into competitive. I made it into the bottom rank of Diamond. That's where I peaked. And I played support mainly. I mained Lucio and Zenyatta. Early on, I mained Ana and Baptiste, but Lucio and Zen were just more fun, so I just picked them. Dude, Lucio's wall riding. Someone needs to make a video game that's the main mechanic, is Lucio's wall riding. Maybe it already exists and I'm not thinking of it. But it's so much fun just dicking around, wall riding all over the place. But Overwatch, I wasn't there in its early days. I got in kind of late, but man, once I was in, I was hooked. I love Overwatch. Sure, it's kind of, yeah, I stopped playing it. I got kind of bored of it and pretty frustrated, to be fair, but it's still a good time. Oxenfree. So this has a sequel. I've not played the sequel, but I beat this game originally on my Surface Go laptop. Probably 2017 is when I beat this. If I remember correctly, it's your friends are going like on summer break and you go to this island and there's like mysterious shit happening. Supernatural, yeah, that's a fair way to describe it. Couldn't tell you a thing about it. I remember it being pretty good, so 3 out of 5. I did beat it, I know that. Pathfinder Kingmaker, I guess I should put this as shelved. I do want to pick this up again. So Pathfinder Kingmaker is a CRPG akin to Baldur's Gate 3 or Divinity Original Sin. The cool thing about this one is there's live combat and turn-based. You can choose which one. So if it's a really easy encounter, you can just hit live combat and it'll sort itself out. Or, you know, if you really want to take it seriously, the encounter, then you do turn-based. But I didn't get too far in it. I played this last summer on the Steam Deck. I should have played it on PC. Now I'm just like, I don't really want to go back to it. So I would essentially have to start all over again. Although I wouldn't have to. I don't know, but I want to go back to this so I can play Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Yeah, Wrath of the Righteous, which is supposed to be better in every way. So I'll get around to these eventually, just no time soon. So Path of Exile 1 and 2, I played maybe 4 hours of the first Path of Exile in preparation for Path of Exile 2. Obviously not enough to rate a game like Path of Exile. But I remember, you know, it was fun. It was fine. Didn't get too much into it. Path of Exile 2, dude. It's in beta. I've only played a couple of ARPGs. Mainly Diablo 2, 3, and 4. That may be it. Off the top of the head, at least. Like, there's the Ascent, but that's not really an ARPG. It is in the traditional sense. There's not a big loot system. But this game is so much fun. The builds are really great. I did a monk and a mercenary. I did 2 classes. I beat the game, or the beta, I should say. Only half the main stories in the beta with the monk, and even played into the second playthrough a little bit with the monk. But I don't know, the story, no one cares, it doesn't matter. The game feels really good to play, the loot's fun, the builds are really cool, the skill tree is super sick to experiment with. Yeah, loved my time with Path of Exile 2. Okay, Pathologic. So, wow, 4.1, that's crazy. And apparently a third one's coming out. Yeah, this is cool. So, Pathologic is a Russian game? Oh, they made Redeemer? Whoa. Okay, got some winners. I believe it's yes, Russian. So there are 3 playable characters. The one you will play as in your first playthrough, because you're not going to play this game more than once. You're going to beat it and then watch someone explain the other 2 endings. But you're a doctor, and there's a sick person in this city, this town, I should say. And it turns out it's like a massive plague, and the point of the game is you will never get ahead. You always feel like you're falling behind, and this game's often touted as the best game you shouldn't play. Now I've technically played the HD version, but yeah, this game, it's tough, it's ruthless. I didn't beat it. I got through the second day, I think, which is a big bottleneck for a lot of people. People give up to the second day usually. And then I watched someone explain the rest of it. But super cool game, awesome story. The gameplay sucks. Let's get that out there. And Pathologic 2 is more of the same, I believe. It's higher. I would not expect that. But I played this on Xbox. This is still on Game Pass, I believe. But I didn't get nearly as far in this one as I did the first one. But Deadly Outbreak, oh, it's the same thing. You're a healer. or even food and medicine or scare. It sounds like the exact same thing, but the whole point is like it's supposed to be a play. And there's this, it's cool because there's standard, like, you know, this is a Russian game. The architecture, at least in the second one, looks more like, what would you say, Gothic European? This one's definitely like rural Russian. This like some village in the middle of nowhere. But there's also this weird, almost alien architecture that just doesn't make sense. Like physically, it doesn't make sense. Like there are structures being supported by a mere thin, what would I say, thin material of whatever this alien material is. Like physically, it should not work, these structures, and they're just scattered throughout the world. But turns out there's a big plot underneath it all, and you only get it if you beat the game 3 times, and it gets progressively harder because your first playthrough you're the doctor, and everyone trusts the doctor, so it's the easiest playthrough. The second one you play someone else, and the third one you play some chick who I think's a total outsider or something, or maybe she's infected. That may have been it. But again, these 2 games, if you want to play them, give them a shot. They're always cheap, but I would watch a video on them. I haven't seen anything on Backloggd 2. I just played it a little bit, but I do want to come back and play it. But yeah, really, really cool games. Payday 2, I shouldn't rate this. I played maybe an hour of this game. Seems fine. Apparently Payday 3 is awful. What was the first Payday? Is a PS3 exclusive. Does this have a physical release? Why'd I type in eBay at the end? It didn't. That's what I thought. Yeah, I'm about to say, I've never seen this physically. Yeah, no one ever talked about the first one. Second one, I bet it's fine. I bet it's fun if with friends. I would never play this by myself. But I've seen cool videos of people doing full stealth heists, which apparently is really hard to do. There's a VR port of it. Interesting. But yeah, I haven't played nearly enough to warrant a rating. Peggle 1 and 2, these are awesome puzzle games. You've probably seen Peggle before, where you shoot the ball, you try to knock out all the pegs. The only reason 1 is more than 2 is because I played a lot more of 1 when I was a kid. That's it. They're probably the exact same. There's some bullshit mechanic in 2. Peggle World of Warcraft. Raw. But yeah, fun puzzle games. Perfect Dark. I think it's better than GoldenEye. I don't think that's a hot take anymore. The whole GoldenEye is the best of all time is kind of like going by the wayside. I think people are really realizing that this is the better game, the better first-person shooter. So yeah, I like the setting more. The gunplay feels better. The levels are far more interesting in Perfect Dark. But yeah, it's GoldenEye 2.0. Persona. Yeah, I've only played these 2. So Persona 3 FES I played on PS2, and this is the one where you can't control your party members and there's no auto saving. So what would happen is I would go to Tartarus, which is the primary dungeon in Persona 3, and go through Tartarus because you have to do it, and spend 40 minutes doing it, come across a random encounter, and I just it's like 3 enemies, and they'll hit your weak spot, they attack again, hit your weak spot, attack again, your party member's dead, and then if they kill you, I think the game's over. So they could just have your weakness, you wouldn't know it because you've never seen this enemy before, and you're dead. That's it. There's 40 minutes gone, but it's not really 40 minutes because you have to go another 40 minutes to get where you were. So it's like an hour and a half gone. That happened 3 times to me, and the 3rd time I gave up. I stopped playing. I got maybe 10 hours into the game. I got right after the train scene. I know that, and I know reload is out. And there's auto saving, I think, and you can control your party members. That's cool, but it's going to be a long time before I check out Persona 3 again. Now, in the meantime, Persona 5 Royal. This probably is my favorite JRPG of all time. I played this just over a year ago, and there are only a couple of games I've played where I just no life grind these games. Like more than 6 hours a day I'm playing this game, and this was one of them. I beat this game, I got all the trophies, which isn't too hard to do. My playtime was 96 hours. So people who say it's 110 hours, 120 hours, I have no idea what they're doing. I got all the trophies. And I beat the game with relative ease, so I wasn't grinding or anything. But, and I know if you have Royal, you're probably using broken personas, not immediately, but at some point in the future. I didn't get the really broken one until, I didn't use it until I was like level 90, where I was around the level that you would unlock it. So I think I got it like the very end of the game. But yeah, Persona 5 Royal, awesome game. The combat's really fun. Not my favorite combat in SMT. I'm sure we'll get to a lot of SMT games in the S's. We'll get to a lot of games in the S's. But no, it's just super fun. The gameplay works. The one complaint I have with Persona 5 Royal is I wish you were forced to go in and out of the palaces more. Because if you haven't played Persona 5 Royal, this is how it goes. You're introduced to a palace, which is the dungeon you have to conquer, and you have 14 days to conquer it. But what happens almost every time is you go to the end of the dungeon in one day. So you do your whole day of just grinding the combat portion of the gameplay loop, and then it's just 13 days of chilling outside the dungeon, waiting for your perfect moment to finish the dungeon, face the final boss. Like, and that just kind of loops. There are a couple times where it deviates from that, and those are my favorite dungeons. I don't know, because it felt too, I liked having to break up the gameplay loop a lot more. I would have liked that, instead of just, okay, I did my combat part, now let's just go around and read or eat or go hang out with confidants for the next 13 days. So I wish they did that more. But again, awesome game. Very few games I am grinding like I did this game. Elden Ring was one of them. It's on that tier, probably a top 15, top 20 game all time for me. Top 20, yeah, probably top 20. Peter Jackson's King Kong. Played this on PS2. I believe this was a launch title for the 360. I think it's pretty expensive on 360. It didn't come out on... Am I lying? No, this is on 360. Yeah. Yeah, this may be like 40 bucks, 50 bucks. I remember it was worth a little something. But this is a really cool movie tie-in game. Played it when I was a kid. I think I had just seen the movie. So I don't think I was 5. My parents would not take me to this movie when I was 5. But no, this is a solid first-person shooter. It takes place on the island exclusively. I don't know if you go to New York in this game, but I remember vividly the scene with the things that would suck on people's head and they would like absorb them. I remember that scene is in this game. I think there are spiders in this game, but again, it's all very shaky. But I'm shocked it's this low. I thought this game was a lot more liked, but then again, it's not too far off of what I'd give it. So, but again, really cool movie tie-in game. Pistol Whip. Pistol Whip is a VR game. It is Beat Saber, but John Wick. You shoot on beat at the enemies that are... Okay, I'll just show gameplay, because it doesn't sound too great. This is one of the best games in VR. Like probably a top 10 VR game. And you have to dodge bullets. And they've added so much DLC. Like there's always new tracks. This dude's dual wielding. But no, this rocks, and it's a workout too. So yeah, Pistol Whip, awesome VR game. Should be rated higher. Plague Tale Innocence, got all the achievements on this. Played this. Oh, this must have been 2021, late 2021. I enjoyed it. This is a really cool game. More so a puzzle game than anything, if I'm remembering correctly. There's very few instances of actual combat. And the combat that there is you're just playing as the sister, and you just throw rocks at people's head. It's like, okay, whatever. But the puzzles were cool. The story is interesting. I need to play Requiem. It's on the backlog. So, but yeah, really cool game. Oh, dude, PlanetSide 2. What do y'all know about PlanetSide 2? PlanetSide 2, I believe it was 32v32. Or maybe 64v64.
PlanetSide 2 is a sci-fi spin-off of the hit game Battlefield 3. Wait, it's
a large scale. I love Mandalore Gaming, by the way. He's great. Yeah, large scale military multiplayer, like domination essentially. But God, this was so cool back because it was free. This is a free game, and it was like Halo and Battlefield. But yeah, awesome game. Had a lot of great memories. I played this on my dad's computer because at this time I didn't have a computer. It's way before I had a computer when I played this. But yeah, really cool game. I think the servers are. It didn't look like it actually, because this dude is still playing it. Nice. But yeah, that's PlanetSide 2. In case you never heard of it. 2.8. What? MMORPG. This is an MMO or an RPG. Best free-to-play model in MMO you can find in these times. Yeah, I mean, okay, but that's PlanetSide 2. Plants vs. Zombies. I mean, you should know this game. I don't know why I haven't rated it. I have beaten this game. I beat it on my iPod Touch. I mean, it's a classic, you know. I'll give it a 4. Same as the user rating. Lucky Squire. Got all the trophies in this. This came out last year. Yeah, I played this close to winter break. But the gimmick of Lucky Squire is there are 3D sections like this, and then I bet if I hit it again, I get a 2D section. Yeah, and 2D sections like this. It's cute. The game plays with it pretty well. The combat is bad. You know, it's super simple, but you're playing it because it's a cute game. There's some really cool art, and for that I gave it a 4. This is right after playing it too, so I'll stick with that 4. But you know, it is simple. It's a simple game. Pokemon Emerald. Okay, well, we're in Pokemon land, and you'll notice I have 4 games listed. I may have played more. Okay. I played this maybe 20 minutes. You know what? We'll take it off. So Emerald is the only real Pokemon game I've played for any given time. Oh no, I played Sun. Sun was my first Pokemon. And you're like, dude, how old are you? I don't know, like 13? No, I was about 17 probably. I thought it was fun, you know, totally fine game. There we go. We take, you know, we give and take. That's what we do here. But we'll go with the 2 standard ones. Yeah, Sun's the first one I played. My brother had a 3DS. I played it when he wasn't playing his 3DS. I don't know. I didn't grow up with this. Again, I was 17 when I tried this, probably. Yeah, I was definitely 17. It's Pokemon. I mean, you've either grown up with it or you didn't. Pokemon Emerald I played in 2019, the summer of 2019, and I played it in DC on a PSP. I had a modded PSP, and yeah, I got decently far. I got to like level 40 with my Pokemon, I think, and then I just kind of gave up. It was fine, but I was playing this because I had nothing else to do. I was in DC with an internship. I mean, it's Pokemon. I don't know what to say. You know, you either like them or you don't. You either grew up with them or you don't. If you didn't grow up with them, if you did not grow up with them, then it's pretty tough to like Pokemon, I think. Now, Pokemon Snap, I have played this, but this is a really just memory of this. Yeah, this is just memories of my cousin and I. My cousin had the N64, and I would go over to my grandparents' house, and she stayed at my grandparents' house for a little bit, and she had her N64 set up. But yeah, I would watch her play Pokemon Snap. I guess this is technically my first. And oh yeah, same story with Puzzle League. I remember Puzzle League more, even so much that I now own it on N64, and I played it, and man, it was a rush of nostalgia seeing Pokemon Puzzle League. But she didn't have, I don't think she had Stadium. I think it was just these two and no other Pokemon games. She thought they were cute, you know, like most females would, I assume. Yeah, that's Pokemon. So Portal 1, 2, and then Portal Reloaded. I'm shocked it even has an entry. Portal Reloaded does. Portal 1, again. Did I say no? Okay, I was about to say I don't think I said Peggle was the best puzzle game. Portal is the best puzzle game. 1 and 2, in particular 2. But Portal is super simple. It's fantastic. You can beat it in one sitting if you want to. But man, Portal 2. I've had this discussion a lot with some of my friends. I've had it multiple times. If there was a game I could pick where everyone had to play one game once, even if you've never played a video game before, it would be Portal 2. I think if I had to convince you to get into video games, the game that would do it most effectively for the most amount of people would be Portal 2. I don't think it'd be Mario Bros. It's too simple. I don't think it'd be something like Stardew Valley because not everyone wants that, but Portal 2 is a puzzle game. First and foremost, it's a puzzle game, and it's the best one in my opinion, and people like solving puzzles. It's so good at what it does. The story is actually pretty interesting, and Wheatley is a fantastic character. It has awesome co-op exclusive missions. Like objectively speaking, I think Portal 2 is a top 5 video game all time, maybe top 3, like probably top 3. Like it's close to a perfect game in my opinion. And Portal Reloaded is Portal with time travel. It's a mod, it's free. Yeah, a third portal which enables to go between 2 different timelines. I remember playing this and just thinking, this is incredible. But it got ridiculously hard and I gave up. But this is a super, super cool mod. If you've wanted to play more Portal, check this one out. Post Void is a recent playthrough. Post Void, I will just show you what it is. I played it for maybe 30 minutes, but you can beat the game in 9, I think. 10 minutes you can beat the game. This is it. It's just get to the teleporter on the other end of the map. These are all procedurally generated. It's fast paced. I love the art style. The soundtrack is pretty good, I think. Maybe not, but I don't know. It was fun. I like it. It's super simple. It's cool. I played this right after Cruelty Squad, so I was definitely on a indie, what would you call this, surreal art style look. Definitely on that kind of kick. But yeah, Post Void, simple, fun. 3.5 is perfectly fine. Power Stone. Only played Power Stone a little bit. It's fun. It's a really fun co-op game. Playing this by yourself is kind of depressing. As an anime, that's pretty cool. But I played this with my friends a little bit. We had some pretty good fun, but gave up pretty quickly. I want to play more of it. These games are expensive on Dreamcast. Power Wash Simulator, got all the achievements in this. Played this both by myself, and I recently played it in VR. There's a VR version. That was so awesome. But yeah, I played this with a friend. We co-opted the whole game and got all the achievements together, and it was so much fun. Just power washing, you know, just having fun, talking. Great game. Even solo, this game's great. 4, I mean, it is simple, so I can't really go. Maybe 4.5. Between a 4 and a 4.5, I'd give it. It is just simple. That's its biggest downfall. Prey, I would kind of want to give a 5, but I don't remember a lot of it. I played this close to launch, probably 2018. Yeah, because I played it on the Xbox. So 2018 sounds right, because 2019 is when I really went PC. But no, okay. So Prey is about, you know, you're stuck on this ship and there are these aliens that can turn into any object. They can be any object that you can move around. So they could be a chair, they could be a folder, they could be anything. And what that does is it creates a constant tension when you're going around the spaceship. Now, it eases a lot as you play because you become so powerful. It's like, okay, if something jumps out at me, I can deal with it. But this is an immersive sim where so you can complete your objective in any way you want, and you can circumvent objectives if you're clever enough, and you can like skip certain missions. And there's even a part where you can end the game super early, and there is a cutscene, a unique cutscene in case you figure it out. Like, this game is super cool. I remember having a ton of fun with it. I could not put it down when I played it. It may be deserving of a 5, but I'll trust the 4.5. Maybe play it sometime in the future again. I'm not in a rush. Prince of Persia, the remake, or the reboot, I should say, and Sands of Time. So the reboot is the second one I played. I did play Sands of Time first. This is a PS3? Oh, it was on 360. I didn't know that. I played it on PS3. Didn't beat it, but I feel like I got pretty far. Played this 2011, I think, is when we got our PS3. One of the first games I played on the PS3. I thought it was cool because, you know, you're wall running and doing these cool parkour moves, and the traversal is pretty fun. The combat sucks, but, you know, for what it is, I think it's fine. A 3 is totally reasonable. Now, Sands of Time, this is probably my earliest memory of playing a video game, is Sands of Time. Because I remember my dad and my grandfather were over, and I was playing this on the PS2. Yeah, it would have been the PS2. And I was in the tutorial. I was at the very beginning of the game, because it's the tutorial where it's like, okay, here's how you run on walls. And I did it like first try, not even thinking about it. And I was probably 4 or 5 doing this. And my dad's like, oh, that would have taken me forever. And my grandfather's laughing because he's like, man, this kid's good. In my head, I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm the shit. But probably one of my earliest gaming memories was Sands of Time. So for that, it holds a special place. But I don't think I got too far in it. I think I did go back and try this at some point. Maybe not. Oh yeah, there's a trilogy, isn't there, on PS3? I think there is. Hold up. Cannot confirm. Yes, there is. That's right. There they are. But yeah, there's the remake of Sands of Time, which is supposed to be coming out, or maybe not. It may have gotten canceled. But I do want to go back and play the trilogy. Now, I've played Forgotten Sands, I think I've beaten Forgotten Sands. I couldn't tell you a thing about it. Is this the one based on the movie? This is the last one. I don't remember, but I have beaten this game. Couldn't tell you a thing about it though. So that's Prince of Persia. Oh, this shitter. Propagation Paradise Hotel is a VR horror game. How is it this? How many people are giving it a 4? This game sucks. Like it's dark, but it's also just boring. It takes place in a hotel. You're just clearing rooms. That's all this game is clearing rooms. Now there's a cool section where you go to like a penthouse and the dad is this fat bastard and you have to kill him, and that's a pretty good boss fight. But the final boss of this game sucks. The story sucks. It's just room clearing. Like, because it's VR and it's a horror game, it's somewhat fun, so 2.5. But no, besides that, pretty bad. Psychonauts, I have played it. That's it. Couldn't tell you more. Oh, PT. In my opinion, PT is the best horror experience you can have. More than any movie, more than any video game, more than... As long as it's an entertainment medium. There are obviously worse fears than just playing PT, but... Man, I remember playing this and that bitch pops up. Scared the shit out of me. And then I played it with my friends in college. I played this in college. So, oh, that's right. So... This hit everywhere on YouTube. That's how I first saw it. But then I played it with my friends back home. Then I went off to college, and then I showed my friends in college this about 6 months later after college started. And I didn't have it installed on my PS4, but I somehow found a guide online where you could set up a VPN through some other country. And I reinstalled it, and I still have my PS4 that has this installed. My PS4 now, I hope it still works. I can make it work if I need to, but it still has PT installed, and those will be worth a ton of money, because that's the only way until this gets emulated and we have a reliable... Now there will be a file, someone will have it installed on their PS4 and it will get emulated, thank God. But yeah, PT, incredible game. A shame it never came out. But we just got a new Silent Hill announcement, Silent Hill F. So we'll see how that goes. Pummel Party. This is Mario Party, but newer. I cleaned house in this game. I think I've played it 3 times. I won all 3 times. It's fun. It's Mario Party. That's it. It's exactly Mario Party. That's it. Quake 2 and 3, and then QWOP. Okay, I don't have to talk about QWOP. You know what it is. I had a lot of fun with it. I played it at my friend's house, the same friend I played Halo Reach with, on his computer. We played it for like an hour. Like a stupid amount of time to be playing a game like QWOP, but I played it. Quake 2 and Quake 3. Quake 2 is the single player one. Quake 3 is not. So Quake 2, obviously Quake, super important game. This came out, surely it's after Doom, but I think Quake's better than Doom. Yeah. Damn, long time ago. 32 years. Well, 31.2 or something, because we're still in early 2025. But Quake is cool because it used these 3D. It had 3D, and the level design was really cool. You never really saw a game like Quake before when it came out, and there are a lot of games like that. You know, obviously Doom, Quake. You have Hexen. You have Half-Life 1 and 2. There's a lot of really important games, but Quake 2. I need to play Quake, and I believe there's like an RTX version or something. Yeah. Or is that just 2? Maybe just be 2. But my dad has all these. He has so many PC games, like physically, CD cases. And I played Quake 2 back in the day don't remember anything. I remember the very first level, like a part of the very first level, and that's it. Now Quake 3 I remember very fondly. I love Quake 3. This is the first game I played co-op or multiplayer. That was a foreign concept to me until I played Quake 3. My dad got me this rinky-dink ass computer. I was at least 8, or at least 7 or 8 years old. And yeah, he got me this rinky-dink computer, and he's like, "Yo, dude, we should play Quake 3, like local." I'm like, "Okay, I'll try it." I played it. He beat the shit out of me in Quake. And then I like, man, this game's pretty fun. So then I just played it single player, and dude, I could not stop playing. This game is so much fun, and I wish I could play it multiplayer again. I wouldn't play it a lot probably, but I bet you can play this multiplayer actually. But now Quake Champions is the thing, which I haven't played. But yeah, love Quake 3. Awesome memory. Okay. Should we end it there? The R's are gonna take a while. Red Faction, Guerrilla. Have I played any other Red Faction? I have not. Okay, we'll just finish this page. Ratchet and Clank games. Okay, this will be pretty quick actually. So I'll start with this one, the first one. Played this very recently. This semester, maybe last semester, I think. This game is rough. It is rough. Like, it's quirky, you know. I like Ratchet, I like Clank. Quirk is kind of whatever. A lot of the side characters, they have their moments, you know. They're funny. World design's pretty good. You have to remember this game came out in 2002. So I can't fault that. The main issue with me is the gameplay, dude. It is so floaty. It doesn't feel like I'm controlling my character. It's not tight. Doesn't feel really good. You can't strafe in this game, which is horrible. So I actually dropped it maybe halfway through. I could not do it anymore, and I'm playing on the PS2. I just couldn't do it. Going Commando is next. This is a childhood game. This is the one I had. This, which ones did I have as a kid? Well, older, like a kid was Going Commando, and then a little older I got a Crack in Time, and then Tools of Destruction we rented, never actually bought it. But yeah, Going Commando, total childhood game. I don't think I've ever beaten it actually, which is a little embarrassing, but I remember this game being so much fun. You can strafe in it, huge upgrade. Ratchet's controlling a lot tighter, more weapons, and I'm sure it's more of the same tone wise, which was great in the first game. The tone's awesome, but Ratchet's kind of an asshole in the first one. I just remembered that he's an awful friend, but I think they fixed that in subsequent entries. But yeah, Going Commando, total childhood pick. Up Your Arsenal, I played, we rented it. I didn't play too much of it, can't speak on it. And then which one did I play next? Tools of Destruction, we rented. This is early when we got the PS3. When did we get the PS3? I could have sworn it had to have been, no. Oh my God, I just unlocked the lore. So we got a base PS3 close to launch because my dad wanted a Blu-ray player. Yes. In the 2011 in 2010 we got the PS3 Slim, because I remember he got the Slim and he brought home Madden 11, NHL 11, and FIFA 11. And ironically, I played FIFA the most, even though I've never played a FIFA game before. I thought Madden was going to be my favorite. But yeah, okay, so this was early on. We got the PS3 probably in 2008 or 9, and we rented this. And I was blown away by this game because I played Going Commando before, and it just looked so much better. But I've not come back to it since that one renting session. So I do need to go back to it. Okay, I'll talk about this one. I'll talk about this one real quick. Ratchet and Clank Future Quest for Booty. In America, this was only digital, but in Europe and PAL countries and probably in Japan, it got a physical release. And at the video game store I worked for in college, someone brought this game in and we couldn't take it because it was PAL. We didn't take PAL copies. So I told them, look, I'll take it for like $4. And she was like, okay, cool. So I actually have this game physically, which you cannot get in America, or at least an American copy. It is a PAL copy, but it's like $30, you know? Got for 4. Little flex. Haven't played it though. So next is A Crack in Time. Probably my favorite Ratchet and Clank game I've played. I remember the puzzles with Clank being so cool. Ratchet was cool. His like dad or something. There's another, no, it's not his dad. It's just another Lombax is introduced, and those levels were cool. The grind rail sections were really cool. I remember some of the levels. I can see them now. Solid game. So much fun. Beat this one. This is the only one I've beaten besides, I've beaten this one and Rift Apart, but this is the first one I actually beat. But awesome Ratchet and Clank game. Oh yeah, and there's drip in this one, I think, too. So up next is, yeah, the remake. I know this one gets shit on a lot because it's a movie. There's a movie tie into this. There's a lot of cutscenes from the movie or just using the game cutscenes. But I had never played the original before this, so I had a good time with it. It's a fun Ratchet and Clank game. You know, Ratchet and Clank's hard to mess up. And I know like some of these games, Nexus, Full Frontal, and there's another one. What is it called? All for One are like pretty bad, and Size Matters is bad, but that's a PSP game. You can't be too mad at that. But yeah, it's a fun Ratchet and Clank game. And then my most recent one is Rift Apart. I got the platinum in this. I did this in December 2021. I rented it from the store I was working for. Got the platinum really easily. You know, the game's fine. I think it's actually just as good as this one. Yeah, it doesn't feel comfortable having this one higher. But Rift Apart was such a like, yeah, I mean, it's fun. You know, it was fun. I got the platinum. Maybe it's, no, I'd rather bring this one down. Seems better. Rift Apart, you know, it looks good. Sure, it's another Ratchet and Clank game. It didn't break the mold in any way that I'm aware of. Besides the cool, like, yeah, you're traveling between worlds really quickly, but that's just like a gimmick. It doesn't happen a lot. But some cool moments in Rift Apart. But I mean, dude, it's a Ratchet and Clank game. I'm starting to realize once I go over these, they share a lot of similarities, these Ratchet and Clank games. So yeah, that's Ratchet and Clank. I had played the first one intending to play all of them, go back and get a solid grasp, because I'm doing these marathons. You know, I did Metal Gear, and what did I do before Metal Gear? Oh, I forgot. I marathoned something before Metal Gear. I look stupid. Okay, well, this is gonna be another one that I was gonna do. Rayman Legends and Origins. Legends I played with my friends. Bump it down. It's fun, don't get me wrong, but I don't know, it just didn't have much going. Like, I think I played Fiesta Run more than I did Legends. And I played Fiesta Run a lot. That's the mobile game, by the way, I'm pretty sure. Please don't let me look like an idiot. Okay, cool. And then there's Jungle Run too, that's right. I mean, Legends is fun. It's a perfectly fine 2D platformer, and it has cool moments. Again, I can't give it a 4.5. And then Origins, I've played, couldn't tell you anything about it. Oh, dude, Ready or Not. Just beat this semester, probably 2 months ago. Went through it super quick, bought one of the DLC packs for 3 more missions. Hyper realistic, I would say hyper, very realistic SWAT simulator. Now I had played, we're going to talk about SWAT 4, which is, this is like SWAT 5. SWAT 4 is an older game akin to Ready or Not, but it's a really old, like 2006. And this is just a polished spiritual successor to SWAT 4. Awesome game. I bet it's really fun co-op, but no one that I know owns it. Red Dead 1 and 2. So Red Dead 1 I have beaten. I remember having a lot of fun with it, but it's been a long time. It's funny, I think this is like top 5 in my queue of what I want to play next. Just because it's been so long, and we'll talk about Red Dead 2 in a little bit. But I remember playing Snake Eyes, the dice game, a lot in Red Dead. I remember playing poker a lot in Red Dead. In Red Dead 2, I played a lot of poker. Those were a lot of fun. And then I did not play Undead Nightmare. Played a little bit of the multiplayer in the original Red Dead, but I'm sure it'll hold up this 4.5. We'll see in the future. Red Dead 2, I give it a 4.5. I think that's fair. I got halfway through the game in the story, but it's because I got to Saint Denis, and I got to the end of Saint Denis, I'm pretty sure. Because I got to the scene where they walk up on the manor. I think you're leaving Saint Denis is where I got to. Jesus, this is so skewed. And then from there, I just went and did a ton of extra stuff. I went hunting. I did all this extra side content. I was having a ton of fun. Then I just stopped playing. And I bet it's because I played it on the PS4. I got this at launch. Yeah, got it at launch. At my college dorm, I was in the honors dorm, so no one was playing this. And a friend of mine, his name was Butters. We called him Butters. I went with him down to the study room, and we hooked my PS4 up to the TV and played this all night. And I'm sure my roommate hated me because he was like pre-med or something. And I would turn this on in the middle of the night and just turn it ultra low, and I hope I didn't wake him up. That would have been so lame. But yeah, I really liked Red Dead 2, but again, I need to play it. It's been 6 years since I last played it. But we'll see how it holds up. Then Red Faction Guerrilla. Red Faction Guerrilla, super cool game. My friend actually played the original Red Faction on PS2. I believe it's like it's like a communist revolution in space or something, or on Mars, I think is where it takes place. And it's like a first-person shooter, old game, maybe a launch title. I think I remember one of them saying. But Red Faction 2 is supposed to be better? No. Okay, that's bad news for him. But Guerrilla is the one where super awesome, like, destructibility here. It's kind of an open world play area you can go in, but this is what the game's kind of known for. This is probably, I don't know if this is the remastered edition, but you can just take down structures. This was so sick back in the day. I remember seeing footage of this game and being blown away. I played it not nearly enough, so I can't rate it, but I do want to go back to it at some point. Okay, well, we're coming up at just an hour, so that's perfect timing. Here's what we have ahead. Look forward to it, and I'll see y'all in the next one.